Well, it goes to show, if you're going to go at a legend, you better not miss. As we know, Angel Reese come out this week. She absolutely crushed her own teammates into the dust, and she even decided to go after a legend, the legendary Courtney Vandersloot, who, of course, blew out her ACL at the beginning of the season, and she is in the midst of making a comeback. And, of course, Angel Reese made some comments that were none too kind to a legend.
It's one of the oldest lessons in sports. If you're going to challenge a legend, you'd better come correct. Angel Reese seems to have missed that memo. Over the last week, Reese hasn't just clashed with opponents on the court. She's been turning her fire inward, taking aim at her own teammates. And then, in a move that stunned fans and rattled the Chicago Sky locker room, she went after none other than Courtney Vandersloot.
At this point, it's over. That whole Sky Barbie thing, that thing is over. Angel Reese is done in Chicago. They're going to move on. They have to.
The Chicago Sky teammates of Angel Reese, Ariel Atkins, Rachel Banham, Courtney Vandersloot, three ladies which were targeted in that hit piece that Angel Reese slid underneath the table. Yeah, they responded. Not only did they respond, but the Chicago Sky responded as well.
We're talking about a 5-time All-Star, 2-time WNBA champion, and one of the most respected floor generals the league has ever seen. A player grinding her way back from an ACL tear with the kind of determination you can't fake. And Reese? She chose to question Vandersloot's durability, her age, even her role with the team. The backlash was immediate, the locker room felt fractured, the fan base lit up, and Vandersloot herself? She finally broke her silence, and her response was sharp enough to slice through all the noise.
We can't rely on Courtney to come back at that age that she's at, Reese said. I know she'll be a great asset for us, but we can't rely on that. We need someone probably a little younger with some experience, somebody who's been playing the game and is willing to compete for a championship and has done it before. Courtney Vandersloot, by the way, 2-time WNBA champion, 5-time All-Star, 2-time All-WNBA first team, left the New York Liberty, a championship caliber team, to come help out the Chicago. Oh, damn.
When Vandersloot finally addressed the whispers, there was no hedging, no passive-aggressive subtweets, no sidestepping. She looked straight into the camera and made it clear. Contrary to what people say or think, my age is not a factor. I am coming back. Better than ever. That was a direct counterpunch aimed squarely at Reese. No metaphors, no coded language, and just a veteran reminding everyone that her resume speaks louder than anyone else's commentary. Vandersloot doesn't have to shout. Her record screams for her. Osheswalt. 7-time league assist leader, 2 championships, 5 All-Star appearances. Meanwhile, Reese hasn't even completed 2 full seasons in the pros. And already she's picking fights with the very teammates she needs to lean on.
But can Sky Nation expect to see you back here next year?
Oh, absolutely. You know, contrary to what people say or think, my age is absolutely not a factor. I am coming back. I'm going to come back better than ever because that's what I've done. I put myself in the position to come back and compete even at this age.
Better than ever. Thank you so much, Sloot.
The Chicago Sky haven't exactly been a model of stability this season. Suspensions, technical fouls, and internal drama have become regular storylines. But Reese's comments about Vandersloot, Ariel Atkins, and Rachel Banham poured gasoline on an already smoldering fire. Think about it. Instead of rallying behind her injured teammates, Reese went public questioning whether they could even be trusted to deliver. She singled out Vandersloot, implying the team needed someone younger and more reliable to chase a title.
Angel Reese will be lucky if she has a third of the career that Courtney Vandersloot has had. I don't think it was Kennedy Carter that blew that locker room up. I think it was Angel Reese. There, I said it out loud. I think it was continuous drama.
That wasn't just blunt honesty, that was public disrespect. And in professional sports, there's one golden rule. What happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. Once you start dragging teammates through the mud in interviews, trust disintegrates overnight. The result? A Sky team that already looked shaky now looks like it's imploding from within. Here's the part that makes this feud so striking. Courtney Vandersloot doesn't need to defend herself. Her body of work already did that years ago.
I value the safety, respect, and well-being of every player. We are committed to accountability so our players can stay focused on playing basketball. Because of statements detrimental to the team made by Angel Reese during league-mandated media, she will not play in the first half of the game on September 7th against the Las Vegas Aces. This matter has been handled and resolved internally, and we are moving forward as a team.
You can tell it's just some turmoil going on in Chicago right now, and it kind of brings up the question, like, what is going to happen with Angel Reese at this point? I think she's done playing.
2 rings, 7 seasons leading the league in assists, multiple all-WNBA selections. She left a championship contender in New York to come to Chicago, hoping to help the Sky build something real. And what has Reese accomplished so far? Strong rebounding numbers, undeniable hustle, and a massive social media following. But on the court? Missed layups, streaky scoring, and a suspension count that keeps growing.
In the beginning of the season, you was missing mad layups. You was shooting like 27% on layups. I saw Ariel Atkins at the podium holding you down. I didn't see none of your teammates going in the media blasting your ass for not being able to make a damn layup. We haven't seen none of your teammates come out and flame you for how you was missing layups back to back to back to back to back. You had like 8 straight games where these dudes won hundreds of thousands of dollars betting that you would miss your first shot. None of your teammates came out and embarrassed you publicly. They held you down and supported you.
If Angel Reese is on the Chicago Sky's roster come the start of the 2026 or the 2027 season, the Chicago Sky, they might be saying to themselves, Angel Reese just isn't worth the headache that she is causing. Great rebounder. As for everything else, she's not worth the headache that she's causing.
The comparison isn't even close. Vandersloot's career is built on consistency and professionalism. Reese's reputation, at least right now, is built on headlines and controversy. The Sky's response to Reese's comments? A half-game suspension. Yes, you heard that right, half a game. It's the kind of punishment you hand out in high school, not in the pros. All it did was make the organization look weak and indecisive. If they wanted to stand by Reese, they should have done so fully. If they wanted to discipline her, they should have benched her properly. Instead, they tried to do both, and ended up looking powerless. Fans didn't respect it. Media didn't respect it. And you can bet other veterans around the league noticed. Here's the danger Chicago now faces.
Facing her first bit of accountability here in the WNBA. Unapologetically Angel, the Chicago Sky don't care about any of that right now. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about go out and say what you want. Be unapologetic. They have no time for that. They have a business to run. They have teammates that they care about, players on the roster that they're looking for. You know what? We got to send a message. This isn't cool to Vandersloot. This isn't cool to Banham. This isn't cool to Haley Van Lith. We got to show the other players on the roster we have your back as well.
Angel Reese can talk all she wants about wanting better teammates or more championship experience. But who's actually going to sign with a team where the young star openly trashes her veterans? Free agents talk. Agents talk. Everyone in the league saw what happened. Why would a seasoned player walk into a locker room where trust is already shattered? Reese isn't just hurting her own reputation. She's making Chicago a harder sell for any top player considering their next move. And of course, we can't ignore the inevitable comparison.
It looked like it's happening. Angel Reese is asking out of Chicago already.
Angel Reese officially puts the Chicago Sky on notice. We're not doing the same thing this offseason that we did last offseason. Stop bringing me bums to play with.
Angel Reese's self-proclaimed rivalry with Caitlin Clark might sell headlines, but the gap between them is growing wider by the day. Clark has taken harder fouls than anyone in recent memory. She's been targeted, bruised, mocked, and dissected in the media. But through it all, she never turned on her teammates. She never shaded veterans. She just kept putting Indiana on her back, driving ticket sales, ratings, and momentum the league has never seen before. That's leadership. That's star power. And it's why sponsors, fans, and even casual viewers are rallying around her. Meanwhile, Reese? She's busy torching her own locker room.
Now, how many players are going to listen to what Angel Reese had to say about Courtney Vandersloot? Are going to listen to what Angel Reese had to say about her current teammates? How many players are going to say, oh yeah, I want to play with that player who has no problem throwing me under the bus with 3 games to go? I want to play with that. Maybe not many.
The brilliance of Vandersloot's response was its simplicity. She didn't need to rant. She didn't need to fight dirty. She just calmly reminded everyone that she's been here before, she knows what it takes, and she's coming back stronger. That one statement did more than defend herself. It exposed Reese's immaturity. It showed the stark difference between a veteran who's earned respect and a sophomore still trying to figure out what professionalism means. And that's why this moment is bigger than just a feud. It's a crossroads for the Chicago Sky. So here's the real question. Does Chicago double down on Angel Reese, hoping she grows up, or do they decide she's not worth the chaos?
Angel Reese, oh damn, has been assessed with 8 technical fouls, and she will be suspended for Friday game unless it is rescinded. And I'm telling you right now, look, he said it best, her attitude. That mug ain't getting rescinded. Angel Reese has struck out again.
Because right now, Reese's production on the court doesn't outweigh the drama off it. She's not Draymond Green with 4 rings to justify the antics. She's a young player with potential, sure, but also with a growing list of headaches. Meanwhile, Courtney Vandersloot represents everything Reese isn't: steady, respected, proven. And in the unforgiving world of professional basketball, reputations matter. Once you lose the locker room, once you lose the trust of free agents, the path back is almost impossible. Angel Reese wanted to send a message. She wanted to make it clear that the Sky need more help, younger talent, and a championship mindset. But in the process, she disrespected a legend, fractured her locker room, and exposed her own lack of maturity. Courtney Vandersloot didn't just clap back. She set the record straight. She reminded everyone that respect isn't optional, that professionalism still matters, and that her career speaks louder than any hot take. The Chicago Sky are at a breaking point. Angel Reese could still rewrite her story, but if she keeps burning bridges at this pace, she'll find herself standing alone. And in the WNBA, where every roster spot is precious, no player is bigger than the team. So let's leave it with this. If you're bold enough to swing at a legend like Courtney Vandersloot, you'd better land the punch. Because this time Angel Reese missed badly, and it might cost her everything.